things seem to upset us more these days than watching, reading, and hearing about the other political party. Friends question friendships. Family members stop speaking to each other. And from their yard signs, we form negative opinions about neighbors we once thought were okay. We all seem to feel outrage at those others who support such an offensive person or platform. We can really get wrapped around the wheel, as my sister says. What we're experiencing is a huge ego trigger. When we judge others, we're in fear ourselves. What? No way! I'm totally justified in my thinking. My opinion is correct after all. Sounds identical to what every other person thinks. We're all engaging in damaging thoughts. We judge or condemn what we fear. And fear begets more fear, more ill will, more hurt, more hatred, more resentment. At this point, our energetic vibration has plummeted. We're harming our own well-being, our health, and the well-being and health of those around us in the wider world. But it can actually be a gift, a great exercise for us, spiritually speaking. It's so much easier to love and understand those who think as we do, but it's much more productive to learn to love and understand those who don't. There's a bigger opportunity here than any double-edged sword of satisfaction we get from all that mental name-calling. How can we reframe our thinking to keep a high vibration that comes from our divine selves when we can't understand how anybody could possibly think that way? Here are 3 thoughts that help me forgive myself and others for our attacks on one another. Number 3, we make gross assumptions about other people. We assume we know what drives someone else and what they're thinking and why. We don't. Each soul came here to learn certain lessons. How can I possibly know what those lessons are or how they're best accomplished? I will never be in a position to judge anybody, ever. Number 2, none of us sees the whole picture. We see our little sliver of the world from our very limited perspective and experience. There are nearly 8 billion souls here sharing the earth. 8 billion of us. Learning, living, loving, contributing, relating, making mistakes, and growing on our own path for our own reasons. Oh, and I think I'm the one with all the answers for everyone? That's a laugh and a half. There is a bigger purpose for us going on here. Bigger than politics, economics, environment, healthcare, and all the worries that fire us up. These physical bodies will be dust soon enough. The question is, how will my eternal soul have advanced while it was here? We're meant to learn to love and help one another, rather than to fight and live in fear. On our deathbeds, will we be happy we spent our time blasting other people, or uplifting and being a light for others? And number 1, we all want the same thing, to be loved, to deeply know ourselves as our gorgeous, light-filled, divine being of pure, unconditional love that each and every one of us are at our essence, our divine selves. We just disagree on the best path to get there. We think we have to put up defenses and protections and judge others so that we look better to ourselves. Rather than denigrate members of the other political party, allow them to be who they are. For those you know, celebrate their strengths and the gifts they express in the world. They're more than their political party. Celebrate your strengths and gifts you can offer to make this a better planet. Do it with love, forgiveness, and compassion, rather than fear and attack, and yours will be a happy soul. Remember, when dealing with members of the opposite party, We can either grow that fear-based ego, or we can shine that divine.